What's up, everybody? This is Envy from Capital Vice here. So I want to apologize in advance. This gameplay is going to be with bots. So the reason I did that for Black Ops 4 is just to get the map gameplay exactly how I wanted it. Just to get some quick gameplay on this map. As you can tell, the video is all about what Black Ops 1 maps I feel should be in this game. Whether or not they should have already been in the game or if they need to bring them in. So let me start off by saying first, Black Ops 4 had a lot of underwhelming maps. Honestly, Icebreaker is the only map in this game that I actually like, and most people generally hate it. I don't know why I like it, I just do. I think it's a cool, it's got nice visuals to it, it's a cool theme. You know, an icebreaker, a submarine that crashed into a big iceberg that's frozen on the shore or whatever. I don't know. I like it. I always like snowy, wintry maps anyway, so this is just another cup of tea for me. But I think it's a very underwhelming game when it comes to maps. You know, we see the 4 maps from other Black Ops games: Slums, Firing Range, Jungle, and obviously Nuketown. But we've seen Firing Range before. Slums we've never seen back before, so it was cool to see it come back. Jungle, I feel like never should have been in the game. I think there were many other better options to bring into multiplayer other than Jungle. Summit was also awesome to see back, though, even though we've seen it done in Black Ops 2 as Uplink, which was a mountain base, just not snowy. It was raining, actually, instead. Either way, I still really enjoyed it. So that's where I really think that Treyarch kind of messed up, is they brought in a lot of new maps, and a lot of them were honestly shit. I mean, I'm just gonna be honest with you, and me and the guys, my best friends, and the clan, and everyone hates most of these maps in this game. The only maps we really enjoy playing are the ones that were brought back. So my thought process to this is, why didn't Treyarch just bring in some of the best maps from Black Ops 1, 2, or 3 that we haven't seen in a while? Or maybe underrated maps, and that's what I'm gonna be going over today. This is just Black Ops 1. Because Black Ops 2 had so many maps, the list it would be like a 30-40 minute video, to be honest with you. I loved all the maps in Black Ops. A lot of the DLC maps they brought in were amazing. So Black Ops 1 was a little bit easier because, no offense to anyone who's a big Black Ops fan, but Black Ops didn't have a lot of great maps. But looking back, I went back and played a lot of them, and I found some that I think would work very well to remaster and bring into this game to really kick our nostalgia up a notch. Because, I mean, let's face it, it's nice to play on the 4 maps, you know, Nuketown, Jungle, Firing Range, Summit, whatever, and it's cool to see WMD got brought back with this latest update if you have the Black Ops Pass. But I still feel like there's so much more that they could bring in. Instead of focusing on making new maps and potentially new crappy maps, we could go back and say, hey, these are the maps that really worked, or that could really work back in this game, that I think should come back. So that's what this video is all about. So now, let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so like I said, I apologize. This will be bot gameplay. I could not find any matches online whatsoever. I tried multiple times. It told me there's 500,000 some players online, and I couldn't join a match. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. But, so, to kick things off, we're going to go down right in alphabetical order, because fuck it, why not? Starting with Array. Now, let me start off by saying this as well. The bots in this game, even on Recruit, is ridiculous. You have like a split second if they see you that you have to kill them before you get annihilated, because bots had literally no recoil. They lasered you. They could 2-3 shot you across the map with an SMG, okay? So Array, yes, I know, it's in Blackout, okay? It's one of the locations, right? I get it. But they did it differently, and they put it in Blackout, which is fine. It's cool to see it there. But why can't we have it in multiplayer too? Why can't we have that map? Because in Black Ops 1, this was actually listed and categorized as a medium map. But, honestly, if you ask me, it would be considered a small map with today's movement speed and the grapple hooks and everything that's in Black Ops 4. Because in Black Ops 1, you see here, you don't move that fast, even with lightweight. It's hard to get around the map quickly. Like, it's just so slow. And without lightweight, which I did use, no lightweight at times, it was rough. I mean, moving around the map, took me ages, and if I got in a gunfight and died, I would go all the way back to my spawn, which is typically where I started at the game, because spawns didn't flip a whole lot in this game. But, I mean, I don't know. I think this map would be amazing to see as a multiplayer map, redone, remastered, because as you can see here, it's definitely Xbox 360 graphics, definitely, but it would still be awesome to see it come back outside of Blackout. I think it'd be a great map to have back in multiplayer. It had, you know, all those little areas around the buildings. You had the tower where snipers or people would go camp. Then you had the mountainside that you could go run up on, and different areas that actually work really well. Like, I actually really enjoyed going back to play this map, even though it was on bots. It was still fun to kind of reminisce and play this map again. I would love to see it come back. Definitely high on the list for what needs to come back from Black Ops 1 is Array. So now here we go again, moving down the list. This one might be controversial, honestly. Honestly, looking back on my Black Ops 1 days, I did not like Crysis. Okay, I actually really despised playing it. But then again, I was really bad at Black Ops 1. Modern Warfare 2 was my first online Call of Duty game. Okay, I started playing COD on World at War for current gen. I played like the older ones, COD Big Red 1, 2, and 3 back on like PlayStation 2. But my first actual COD experience was World at War with zombies in the campaign. But my first online experience would be MW2. So with that being said, Black Ops 1, I was still pretty fresh. It was only my second online game. I wasn't very good. So at the time, I hated this map because just the way people played it in my eyes at the time, I did not enjoy it. And playing it now, I think it'd be really awesome to see this map come back. There's so much to this map, even though it's a smaller map, which would work great on Black Ops 4, sorry. I think it would still work well. It'd be high intensity gameplay with it being so open in so many areas, and yet still so enclosed, and there's, you know, upper and lower layers like the little hidden missile silo bunker, whatever you want to call it, down low, and then there's that little canopy, little hiding area up top on top of that little hill, the mountain, whatever. I remember that being a big spot where people would camp and try to spawn trap, or even not spawn trap, just camp there and try to kill you. And then the buildings all around it. It was just such a cool map looking back on, and going back and playing it, I actually admired it and admired the way that they did it. And I think it'd be an amazing map to see come back or be remastered, or maybe even done in a different way, maybe. I don't know. But it would be cool to see it come back because it was a lot of fun to play. I mean, there's a lot of different areas you can go. Even though it's a small map, you don't really get that feel when you're playing it because there's just so much to it. You kind of forget the size of the map as you're playing it, which is something to me that matters. You know, I don't want to sit there and focus on how big the map is. Like, oh, this map is so small, I'm getting fucked. Or this map is too big, it takes me forever to get to one point of the map to the other, you know. That's not a fun mindset to have while you're playing. But this map, you don't get that sense. I mean, you're always in a gunfight, and you would be in a gunfight at all times. It'd be a very intense map. Crazy gameplay if it came back. There's so many routes to flank from, and not just that, but there's just... It's such a small map to be able to maneuver from if you put it in Black Ops 4 with the movement speed and the different things and tools and equipment to get you around the map. I think it would work very, very well, and God, I hope that they bring this map back. Moving right along as promised, this is one of my favorite maps of all time in COD history. All the CODs that are out that I've played, this one is at the top of the list. Maybe not my favorite, but it is definitely up there. Drive-In, which I don't know how many people actually played Drive-In because it was DLC, and I don't know how many people got the DLC or played it or whatever, okay? Like, DLC, some of my friends didn't even play this DLC. Even though they played this game, they didn't play the DLC. They may not know this map, or even played it, okay? So, but for me, this map was amazing. It was so fun. The theme of an old, abandoned, crashed, just deteriorating drive-in movie theater with different buildings around it, you know, popcorn stands, you know, whatever. It was awesome because there was so much to it. It was fun. It was really open in the middle for crazy gunfights, sniper battles, whatever went down. It was a fucking fun map. And I really hate the fact that this map was either so underrated maybe, or that not a lot of people got the chance to play it. Because that's the problem with Call of Duty, is that they come out with these map packs year after year for these games, and they release these cool DLC maps. Some of them are very, very good. We've had a lot of good DLC maps in the past. Recently, within World War II, which I didn't even get the DLC map, so I can't really judge it. But with Black Ops 4's DLC, not that great. Black Ops 3's was, from what I remember, I'd have to go back and play them all to really tell you and give you the rundown. But from what I remember, I had a lot of fun. Splash, the water park, and Micro, that where you're like a shrunken soldier fighting on a picnic table and stuff like that. Those were good, awesome maps. Treyarch has been very, very efficient until Black Ops 4 with coming up with creative ideas for maps, like Drive-In. It was so much fun, so open, so small, yet it wasn't so small to where you just felt like you were getting spawn trapped, kill after kill or death after death. It was still a fun, maneuverable gameplay experience. You know, you can go camp on the big screen like I'm doing here with a sniper, and you have that advantage. But I mean, sniping was so hard in this game. Really, going back from Black Ops 4 sniping to this, it was a struggle. But I mean, it was just a well-rounded map in every way, shape, or form. Size, the creativity, the design, you know, it worked. And especially having that map now, if they just remastered it, it would work. I mean, a deteriorating drive-in theater, it already looks like it's old as fuck in this game. And this game was when drive-in theaters were still a thing. Well, not when the game was released, but the game's time period where it takes place. Drive-in theaters are still a pretty big thing. So to have that map be the exact way it is in this, just remaster the graphics and update it, it'd be awesome. It'd be a really fun map to play, and I think a lot of people who maybe didn't get the chance to play it then, to be able to play it now, would have a really great experience with it. It'd be fun for a lot of fresh people who maybe are recent players or just never got the DLC when Black Ops 1 was out. Either way, it's something that needs to come back. Alright, you might be starting to notice a pattern here with DLC maps from Black Ops 1, but I promise they're not all DLC. It's just these few that I'm picking are some of my favorite maps of all time, let alone what I think are the best maps in this game anyway. And I have like I said, I have a really big thing with DLC maps where I wish that they would bring a lot of them back, because you see them in one game and then that's it. They never come back. The only like DLC map I think that was brought back was Stadium and Hijacked? No, Hijacked was in Black Ops 2. So Stadium, which was DLC map from this game, which isn't in this video or the list of mine personally, Stadium was brought back in Black Ops 2 as Takeoff, like a rocket ship, you know, whatever the fuck. But, I mean, that was the only one, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments or whatever, but I'm pretty sure that Stadium, which was DLC in Black Ops 1, is the only DLC map to ever be brought back into another game as DLC. So, with Hangar 18, okay? Hangar 18, I don't know why, but I liked it so much. It was kind of a confusing map, but that might be just because I haven't played it in a long time. I haven't played this game since it came out, which was like fucking 9 years ago, or some shit like that. I don't know, it's been a while, okay? But to play this map again, I did remember like going up on the Blackbird and like running around up there up top on the balconies and shit like that, and just running around and killing people around that area, because the mid-map is where it went down. Obviously playing bots is different because they just walk around like fucking idiots because they're bots, and this was when bots were very, very stupid. This was the first game with bots, so they were very, very stupid. So you didn't really get the same gameplay experience, but like I said, I did it because I couldn't find a fucking game online. Anyway, you get it. Bots are shit, so the routes are different. But playing this game online with this map, everyone who is a COD diehard fan who actually bought all DLCs and played this map knows shit went down in the mid-hangar with the Blackbird. That was the place to be. That's where kills and explosions were going off, and people were dying left and right, and bodies were just piling up. It was all over this area, okay? This is where it went down. I think that'd be a great map to bring back. It's not super ridiculously open like some of the other maps in Call of Duty in general. It's a very enclosed, I guess you could say, map. There's a lot of different places to take cover, hide behind, and just not get fucked up, really. It's a not really super confusing map, but it's still complex enough to where it's not super simple 3-lane, 2-lane, whatever map, okay? It's very maneuverable. There's a lot of different routes you can take, different ways you can go around it, different areas you can chill or hide or just figure out your own play style in. I think it's a great map that would be awesome to see come back, and I mean, who doesn't love a big-ass map with a huge fucking blackbird in the middle? I mean, come on. My life, I swear, this is the last DLC map that's going to appear on this list. So the reason I picked Hazard is because, for one, we have not seen, correct me if I'm wrong, we haven't seen a golf course map since this. There hasn't been anything like this in Call of Duty. Actually, Infinite Warfare did have like a putt-putt map. It was shit, though. I mean, come on. In general, we haven't seen a good golf course map like this brought back or even introduced. This map was the first of its kind, and so far, really the only of its kind. Now, in Black Ops 1, it's a pretty big map. There's a giant open middle with two sides that you can kind of run up on that have different areas, like you got the like little lighthouse thing on the side with the rocks and the I don't want to say mountains. And then you got the other side, which is part of like the country club that you can run through. Okay, which is very, very cool. It wasn't a super elaborate golf course map. I mean, it was pretty simple. There's just a big giant green, you know, straight away in the middle that kind of rolls through hills along the way, and that's about it. For the golf course, and then it's mainly a country club, and then on the other side is where like you can go down the caddy trail or whatever the hell. So I still think this would be an amazing map to bring back. Yes, back in Black Ops 1, maybe not the greatest because of its size and how slow you moved and got around the maps, but I think it'd be amazing to have in Black Ops 4 because of the movement speed, the perks that allow you to move faster as well, and not just that, but with equipment like the grapple hook. You could get around this map faster, and it would turn it from a large map to a more medium-sized map. And it's so open that it would actually engage people to use maybe more snipers and tac rifles rather than just rushing around and spawn trapping with them like they do now. You don't see a lot of snipers that aren't spawn killing in Black Ops 4 really anymore. I mean, sniping is a dying thing, it seems like, but this was definitely the map to do it, and it would definitely be the map to do it again if it came back, in which I think myself and a lot of other people would love to see that. Basic default in-game maps. So, I think this map goes without saying that Launch is like the biggest map of Black Ops 1. I think when people think of Black Ops 1, other than like Nuketown and Firing Range, Launch is kind of a breed of its own. Not because it's a complex map or something special, it's just how can you forget that giant ass rocket that takes off literally midway through the game. That's not a forgettable map, okay? Even if you didn't like the map, you have to admit it was one of the coolest maps yet when it came to Call of Duty at the time, and even in Call of Duty history, honestly, it's still one of the coolest ones, I think. There's no other map like it that has a big rocket taking off in the middle of the game and that actually kills you if you're underneath it in the bay where it launches from. Like, that was very impressive at this time for Call of Duty and gaming in general. Nothing has really seen anything like it at this point yet. So, it was a very crucial map to the game, and it was one of the most popular and memorable maps, I think, of Black Ops 1. I constantly remember Launch whenever I think back to this Black Ops 1 era. I don't even care about Nuketown anymore because we've seen it in literally every fucking Black Ops game. It's not special anymore to me. Honestly, I don't really care for it anymore. But other maps like Launch, I think, haven't gotten much attention or respect because of the fact that they weren't Nuketown. You know, that's when people want maps from other games or whatever, they think Nuketown or Rust or whatever. Why don't we start bringing in some other maps like this that maybe were still good and that would be amazingly great to play and very playable in the modern age of gaming and Call of Duty in general? Bring these maps back, not the same shit every year. Let's see some other maps, which was why I'm glad WMD came back, not because I really liked the map or missed it, but it was because it was a map that hadn't been given much love at all for being brought back into games in general, or even being loved at all. You know what I mean? Like, it was cool to see it come back. I wish other maps, like I said, Array or any of these maps on this list, I would have much rather seen come back in WMD. But I think that this map, Launch, is something that they need to remaster and bring back undoubtedly. Okay, this one is definitely one of my favorite maps on Black Ops 1 default map playlist. Radiation I don't know. There was just something about this map that was just fun and playable. No matter where you were fighting on the map, no matter what gun you were using, no matter who you were playing, it was fun. On any game mode, on anything. No matter how hard you had to sweat, no matter what was happening to you, if you're getting your ass kicked or if you were dominating, it was still a fun map to play. All the areas you could go and visit in this map, the underground portion, the big giant metal doors you could open or close in the middle up top, going to the left side of the map in like the factory area with the conveyor belt that you could ride and you had to jump, otherwise you'd die, onto the balcony next to the like gears that grinded together. Or the right side where you could actually open and close the door and you could snipe and shit from like that area. I mean, there was just so many places to fight. It was, you never really experienced the map the same exact way every time you played it. There was always, there's so many playstyles that went into that map. Every time you played it, it felt like it was different every single game. It wasn't like most of these maps you have now, like Militia and Black Ops 4, where you mainly, whenever you play it, it's people camping at the ladder cabin or people just camping in church. This map was something completely different. I mean, no matter where you were going, it seems like the fight was always rotating and moving to different parts of the map the entire game. Which is why I would love to see this map come back. Not just because it's my favorite, but just because it's got a great rotation for it. And it's got a great, I don't know how to describe it, it's just got a great play style to it that many different people can play on this game, or on this map, sorry, and play differently and still be able to collide and come into one giant great game. It would be a great experience for a lot of people who maybe don't remember it or maybe never played it. It would be fun to see it come back in today's Call of Duty. Last but not least, we have Villa. Now, I know a lot of you are thinking, you know, oh, there's a map basically just like this in Black Ops 4 Hacienda. Well, it's pretty much the same concept, a big giant mansion-ish location with, you know, whatever. Okay, yeah, it's another fucking mansion. Every Call of Duty has some kind of high-end location, big mansion, whatever the fuck, in it. Every single game does. Here's what you need to do, though, Treyarch. Take the piece of shit map Hacienda out. Okay? Replace it with a remastered, refurbished, beautiful version of Villa. Bam. You've already won back a good decent amount of your player base just for taking Hacienda out alone. That map is shit. This map is the opposite of shit. Which would that be piss? I don't know. It's not a negative thing, okay? This map is good. This map was awesome. At the time, I didn't really enjoy this map. I don't know. There were just other maps out that I rather would have played in this game, but now, playing this map again, I realized that I was just an idiot kid who didn't know shit. I was arrogant. I didn't know shit. This was a great map. The design, even though it's old and 360 graphics, you know, it's kind of ugly, it was still beautiful. I still enjoyed playing this map, and just the way the lighting hit and just the way the map looked and felt and played. Even on 360 in 2019, it still felt and looked good. But could you imagine what they could do if they remastered it and buffed the graphics up to 1080p, you know, or 4K, whatever? If they did that with today's technology, this map would look great. I mean, if anyone has the Black Ops Pass, just play WMD on Black Ops 1 and then go to fucking Black Ops 4 and play WMD on that. The aesthetics and the graphics, it looks so much better, and it's amazing. So to see that, if that was this case for this map, would be awesome. Because I am a huge fan of this map now. I may not have been back in the day, but I am now, and I think that this is definitely a map that needs to come back, and I think it would make a huge comeback if they did. But step one is you gotta take Hacienda out. Like, seriously, the map is shit. Okay, wow, so this video really got away from me. It is very long, but I want to say thank you to anyone who stuck through the entire thing, heard me bitch and rant, and just give my opinions on shit that's going on lately with Call of Duty and, you know, Black Ops 4 and everything like that. There will be much more to follow, different things, some of the same topics as this video covers a little bit, and some different stuff, and, you know, just a lot of different content I'm going to be coming your way. You know, we're very fresh with this, with Capital Vice in general, and then me to YouTube. It's very, very new. So you got a lot of work to do, but anyone who watches this, anyone who experiences this or whatever, just thank you for sitting through the whole thing. I hope you enjoyed it. I'd love for you guys to leave comments and tell me what you think about the map selection or what you personally would like to see from Black Ops 1 come back. I'll probably do another video at some point on Black Ops 2 maps. Like I said, I don't know. That might be a two-parter because it's a very long video. It would be a very long video. I mean, there's so many maps and so much stuff with Black Ops 2 that could be thrown into this game that would be amazing. So we'll have to see how that goes. But thank you very much for sticking around. You can follow me on Twitter at CV7_envy. And if you're interested, follow our group page, Capital Vice, at CapVice7 on Twitter. We also have a YouTube for that as well. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it and hope you guys are interested in some of our other content.